Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab and today's video, which is going to be my very first installment of one in, one out. Essentially, I'm going to be sharing products that I'm decluttering from my collection as a result of my OperationCuration. And if you're new here, I am doing sort of a low-buy controlled makeup spending project on my channel this year. I'm calling it OperationCuration. I will flash the rules up on the screen in case you are interested in knowing what the rules are. And this video is a direct result of the one in, one out concept, where if I have brought a new product in that specific category into my makeup collection, then an older product is going to have to leave. Before I get into all the items that I'm going to be decluttering this month, if you're new here, I'm Jody. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you're going to enjoy this one, and if so, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up while you're watching and consider subscribing if you would like to be friends. Now, without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into the video. One last housekeeping note, the eyeshadow palette that I'm wearing on my eyes is by Simply Posh Cosmetics. This is the Picking Peonies palette, and I will be doing a 2 looks 1 palette using this specific palette, and it's so interesting because it looks so rosy and bright, and yet look at the look that I created. But I love a vampy moment and I'm loving this look. Hopefully you are too, and you will stick around to watch that video. It'll probably be up after this one. Alright, so last month, in the month of January, I purchased 4 eyeshadow palettes, 1 concealer, 1 highlighter, and 1 foundation. If you're interested in seeing the specifics of what I purchased, I will pop that up in the cards. It was my January makeup haul. So at the end of every month, I come back and I share absolutely everything that I purchased the previous month, and so that's already up on my channel if you would like to know exactly what I purchased. At the onset, because I'm just starting out with this project of curating my makeup collection, you're going to see that the declutters are going to be easy, but even choosing eyeshadow palettes, I felt a little bit of a tinge inside when I was selecting the palettes that I was going to share. It's crazy, but it is what it is. It's going to get more difficult as time goes on. Let's go ahead and start with the highlighter first. So I purchased a single highlighter and I decided to declutter a Laura Geller highlighter. So this one is the Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in the shade Diamond Dust, and the reason why it's so easy for me to declutter at this point is because they are exactly the same. One I received as a diamond gift for becoming a diamond member at Ulta Beauty, and the other one I received in a subscription box. So I have 2 identical highlighters and I'm going to be decluttering one of them. The issue with this larger one, I don't know if you can tell, it's probably going to be difficult for you to tell, but the product itself actually came loose from the compact, and so it kind of tilts downward. It's not attached to the compact anymore, and that's the way that it actually arrived to me. I have actually never used it, but since I have 2, I can definitely get rid of 1. I was thinking about getting rid of the larger one, but because this is an unused product, I could really sell it on my Poshmark, but I don't know that somebody would be interested in purchasing a product that's loose in the pan. I mean, I would disclose it, of course. This one is in much better condition and it's also untouched and probably would be more presentable to a potential buyer on Poshmark. Now, I've never used this product. I have used the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Illuminator and I absolutely love it. It's really pretty. It had a moment a few years ago here on YouTube, but I'd like to at least try this before I consider decluttering, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below if you think that I would be better off decluttering the large one, which is 10 grams of highlighter, versus the smaller one, which is 4.5 grams of highlighter. Truthfully, I'm leaning towards decluttering the large one just because the small one would occupy less space in my collection. But again, the idea of selling a product that is flawed, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Either way, one of these has got to go. Next, in place of the concealer, I am going to be decluttering this one by RMS Beauty. This is the Uncover Up in the shade number 11. And RMS Beauty is one of those clean beauty brands, and I think that as a result of that, their formulas don't have as long of a shelf life. So this one is listed as 12 months, which is typically okay for a concealer, but what I noticed, and I'm showing you on my phone right now, it has texture in it. I tried to only use it once, but you see how it has that texture in there? I did not like the looks of that at all, and also I wasn't too impressed when I applied it anyway, and so this concealer is basically just going to go into the bin. That was also a relatively easy one. No way was I going to apply this to my face anymore. That's the thing about this clean beauty brands. They don't put preservative in their product, or they use like milder preservatives or something, and they just don't last that long. I think this one may have coconut oil in the mix as well, and it could be it's separating, but I'm not taking any chances. This one has got to go. In place of the foundation, I shared this already in my Shop My Stash series, where at the end of every month I go through absolutely all the products I used in a single month. That video is also up and I'll link it in the cards if you'd like to check it out. I mentioned that I had been using this Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. It's got niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. I had really high hopes for this foundation because I love a good skin tint. I also love the Serum foundation from this brand. I saw that they recently kind of reformulated or did something different to it, and I'm a little bit concerned because it's one of my favorite foundations ever. Unfortunately, it was not the case for their skin tint whatsoever. So one of the issues I had with this is that the shade was just always a little off. It also has a funny kind of a smell, and it just made me really, really nervous with regard to using it. Every time I applied it, I felt like my face had a little bit of a grayish tinge. I never really liked the application method. I tried it every which way with my hands, with a sponge, with a brush, lighter coverage, heavier coverage. It just didn't work out for me. I'm honestly not going to miss it one single bit. I do not recommend this product. It's weird because when it came out, it got raving reviews, but no. So the first palette that I'm going to be decluttering is by BH Cosmetics, and this is the BH Cosmetics and Carli Bybel palette. I have actually never used this eyeshadow palette. It's still completely brand new, and so I will probably list this one on my Poshmark as it is completely untouched. But the reason why I'm electing to declutter this one, which to be perfectly honest, I'm not 100% sure how or why this even got into my collection, because I have the larger version of the Carli Bybel palette. This is the BH Cosmetics Deluxe Edition 21 color eyeshadow palette, and you may be thinking, why are you even holding on to that? And that's because this has sentimental value in my collection. I actually won this palette in a giveaway by Mo. So if you follow Mo Makeup Mo Beauty here on YouTube, she has more of a luxury beauty channel. Years ago she did a giveaway on her channel, and I still even have the cute little note that she included with it, and I was so excited to win a giveaway, and I was really happy about it. And I've actually used this palette. It's really nice quality. BH Cosmetics has very nice quality, and the reason why I'm decluttering the smaller version is because everything that is in the smaller version is already here, and this one has the addition of more face colors and everything as well. But like I said, I'm holding on to this one more for sentimental reasons than anything else. The next palette I'm going to be decluttering is going to be the ABH Norvina palette, and this one is the number 3. So this one is volume 3, and the reason for that is because I have 2 of these. I told you at first it's going to seem like an absolute cop-out, but as my collection starts to dwindle down, I don't know, like I felt stressed even picking these 4 palettes, and this month, so for the month of February, I think I've already bought 7 palettes. We're in the makeup rehab process. So anyway, I'm not even going to open this one because it is brand new, and what I'll do is I'll show you mine. So here's what the palette itself looks like, and I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, and you'll see it barely looks used, but I have actually used this palette and I created a really pretty fiery look. I absolutely loved it. You'll notice my makeup is very lightly used just because I have so much of it that I can't possibly use any one thing a whole lot. But I do enjoy this palette. I do like this formula. I do find that sometimes I have a little bit of trouble layering a lot of mattes one on top of each other, so I kind of prefer to work dark to light with a palette such as this one. But I think that the formula is really good and the color stories are also really good. There can be some redundancies in palettes that are this large, but again, because I'm working from dark to light, I usually find that I can get a really nice blend. The next 2 palettes that I am electing to declutter, they are not doubles, but they are quite small and they're actually really affordable palettes that I'm not sure they're even made anymore. So I'll just kind of show them as a pair. These are the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, and I have Rosé in the Air, which was supposed to be a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. And then I have Not a Basic Peach. I don't remember if this was trying to dupe anything in particular, but the neutral palettes were a pop of blue were really popular back in the day, and still they are popular now. And so they released this palette as well. They had quite a number of them in this new style, which now has been redone once again. With these eyeshadows, I actually found that I really enjoyed the matte formulas, but the shimmers were just not the business. They were so subtle. They're more like satin shades in my opinion. And whenever I use these palettes, palettes. The mattes were super easy to work with, but I do have the Modern Renaissance palette. And so if I have the original, I don't feel inclined to work with the dupe, so to speak. With the Wet n Wild formula, I have to say, you know, their matte shadows, they're very, very nice. They perform really nicely, diffuse and blend beautifully. So even though I happen to be decluttering these, I still would recommend them if you can get your hands on an eyeshadow palette from Wet n Wild. So here's this one. And again, I just found that the shimmers were just not really giving me the impact that I wanted. You can even see like with this rosy tone right here, I kind of dug my brush in there to get more and more impact, and it just wasn't happening. But the mattes here were beautiful. And for the price point, I mean, you really can't complain. I think these were like $5 each. I do have 3 more items that I am decluttering from my collection, or because they happen to be empties, and so I'm going to be giving myself credits for these items in anticipation of something I may be bringing into my collection. The first thing is just a beauty sponge. This one has been on its last leg. The last time I tried to rinse it off to use it, it started peeling and losing some of the foam, so this one is leaving my collection. I have lots of these laying around, so I don't anticipate purchasing any of these, but it is something that is going to be leaving my collection, and so I wanted to mention it. I'm not counting tools in the one in, one out, so this is not a credit, it's just something I finished and is leaving. So I wanted to mention it in this video. Something that I mentioned in a Shop My Stash video, and that is the Ofra eyebrow pencil, and this one is in the shade Universal. And I didn't enjoy this pencil. I found it too thick, and I felt like I never really liked the way my brows looked when I used it. I like to kind of underline my brows, and then usually I'll use a powder or a pomade to fill in the rest. And this just always gave me a really messy brow. It was also a little bit too emollient or runny where it would smear and never really give me a sharp line, so I never really enjoyed using this pencil, and so I'm going to be decluttering it. And so it's kind of giving me a credit in the brow category, even though I know I will not be purchasing things from the brow category for a very long time. I have plenty. I have one item that is leaving my collection because it is empty, and this one I mentioned also in my January monthly makeup basket. This is the Hourglass Arch Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. It is just a simple tiny little brow gel which gives you fibers to kind of give you a little bit of volume. I use a product like this on light makeup days when I don't want to do a full brow routine. I have pretty decent brows, and so I will just kind of fill it in with this and call it a day for a light makeup day or a no makeup day. But unfortunately, this has run its course. It is all done, and so I'm giving myself another credit for a brow product. Though again, it's not something I will be replacing, and this month actually Merit Beauty gifted me their product kind of similar to this one, and I'm enjoying that one, so I have no need to be replacing this anytime soon. But I do have 2 credits for brow products. I've actually been really curious about that Anastasia Brow Freeze or even the e.l.f. version. So there you have it. That was 4 palettes, 1 concealer, 1 highlighter, and 1 foundation that are going to be leaving my collection, and I showed the reasons why as well. I'm going to be coming back every single month, and for anything I bring in, I will have the equal number of products going out. It makes me so nervous. It gives me anxiety, but you know, actually it's helping me control my spending. This month was a little bit difficult because there were some eyeshadow palettes launching that really had my attention, and that's why I've bought so many. But I haven't bought much of anything else, so maybe next month will be eyeshadow palette heavy. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences with the products that I shared down in the comments section, because you know, it's different strokes for different folks, and we all have different preferences and needs when it comes to our skin type and skin tones. So I would love to know what your experience with these products has been, especially with this concealer, because I mean, I only used it once, and it's not old in my collection either. Like, it's not like I had it sitting there for years and years and years, but once I used it once and this happened, I knew I wasn't going to use it again. I would love to know if you know what's going on with this concealer. I do suspect that it could be the coconut oil, but like I said, not taking any chances. That's going to be everything for this video. I'm going to be coming back every single month and doing this all year long. And like I said, I have a feeling it's going to be really, really hard. Even today, even just decluttering these palettes, because I know the mattes are good. It hurts me to get rid, you know, my palettes are all my children, and it hurts my to put them, it hurts my feelings to put them out. But the truth is, I have beautiful Viseart mattes, and I'm discovering more beautiful matte formulas as well that I know I will never reach for these palettes again. Thank you again for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if so, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me and consider subscribing if you would like to follow along on this journey. I do post sort of low makeup rehab videos, but I also do reviews, collection videos, and that type of thing. It'd be great if you wanted to join me for a future video. I do have a full-time job, so my upload schedule is a little bit sporadic. Right now I'm posting about 3 videos every single week, so be sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the notification bell if you would like to be notified every single time I upload. I know sometimes the bell is not 100%, and so I do share when I upload new videos on Twitter, and if you enjoy Instagram and TikTok, I'm also active on those platforms and would love to see you there as well. Thanks again for spending a few minutes of your day with me. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon on my next one. Bye-bye.